Privacy Notice. De La Salle College of St. Benilde, or DLSCSB, respects your right to privacy and is committed to protect the confidentiality of your personal information, thus has adapted necessary organizational, technical and physical measures to secure it. DLSCSB is bound to comply with the Data Privacy Act of 2012 or Republic Act 10173, its implementing rules and regulations, and relevant issuances of the National Privacy Commission. By participating in this video meeting, conference or webinar, you are consenting to our collection in accordance with this privacy notice. Information is also processed via this video conferencing platform. Please refer to the privacy policy found in their website. The information processed, name, email address, your image, video and audio, will be used for attendance, documentation, communication and systems administration purposes. Only authorized individuals of department, office or unit organizing the event, and other offices, will have access to this information, and will not be disclosed to third parties without your permission. We also use the information gathered from you for abuse prevention and privacy protection. DLSCSB shall only retain the said personal information until it serves its purpose, after which it shall be securely disposed of. Queries and complaints on data privacy can be directed to the Data Protection Officer at dpo@benilde.edu.ph.
In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Amen. I will continue, O my God, to do all my actions for the love of you. Saint John Baptiste de La Salle,
Pray for us.
Saint Benilde Romanson,
Pray for us.
Jesus in our hearts,
Forever.
forever. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Amen.
All right, so welcome everyone. I have to flash this because we have frosh batch for this second term. So I'm Architect Harvey Vasquez. I am the Program Chairperson. These are my contact details. And then mamaya after our event, I'll introduce some of the mentors that are present as well. Just to give you a recap, our track coordinators for each tracks are as follows. Sir Jim Calmeron for CTV. CTV covers ArcDes 1 to 4. HTC, Sir Walter Ocampo, covers ADISPRIN, all the Haste Arc, RFilo, TOARC. And then Viscom, Sir Janil Arlegui, covers all our ARVCOM 1 to 5 subjects, ARCAD 1 and 2. TechDesk, Sir Noel is present, covers ArcDes 5 to ArcDes 8 and Tropical D as well. Thesis track, Sir Ven Quizon, of course, our search, ArcDes 9 and ArcDes 10. Planning track is helmed by Ma'am MC Tubera, Dr. MC Tubera, covers planning subjects, our house, and of course, professional practice track, Miss Erica Dia, our host for today, covers all our PROPRA subjects, Apprentic subjects, and then building science track, Sir David Barcelona, covers all our BuildTech 1 to 4, BuildU 1 to 3, and in engineering science track, Sir Inigo Calixto, Engineer Inigo Calixto. Why it's important for us to be familiar with our track coordinators? It's because if we have concerns within our track, be it mentor, syllabi, we can actually report to them and can also use them as our point of inquiry. And then all our inquiries will reach me, of course, and then from there we can try to help you with your concern. The academic advisors for this term are as follows. These are actually reflected in our SIS. But to recap, of course, Sir Janil covers batch 118 from surnames A to P. Sir Ven covers batch 117 and below. So lahat ng mga terminal students and graduating students are covered by Sir Ven. Sir Noel Nicolas covers batch 119, surname starting with letter L to Z, and 120, surname starting with A to E. Sir Walter Ocampo covers batch 118 from Q to Z, and 119 from A to J. Sir David Barcelona covers 120 from F to Z. And then of course, Miss Erica for all our batch 121. So lahat ng mga frosh natin, ang ad advisor natin ay si Ma'am Erica. Medyo we had a handful this past few terms kasi sabi ko nga we have transferees. So medyo nangangapa sila. We have I think 2 or 3 sections of transferee for this second term. So medyo nangangapa sila sa system, late enrollment, sa mga enlistment, sa late sa payments. These are things na medyo hinahabol nila. But it's understandable. And then just a quick mention, and hoping that they're here, I invited all of them. We have 5 new mentors in our community. 2 of them are alumni from Benilde. So we are proud to cultivate that culture of knowledge. And the Benildean culture is alive and well in our community. Right now, we have around 4 alumnus of our program. One of them is currently not active, PJ Almera. But of course, you all know Gabrioso, who started with us last term with much success. So this term, we are joined by Cooks Nuestro and Enzo Belandres. So just to go through one by one, just a quick hi lang and hello and show your face if you can, please. Kenneth Tua, isa-isahin natin.
Hi everyone.
Kenneth Tua currently is our search. Yan. From UST. Enzo Belandres.
Hello.
And Enzo teaches ArcDes 2 classes. Next, do we have David Hernandez? Si David. And then Cooks Nuestro.
Hello, hello.
And then lastly, John Vincent Lopez.
Hi everyone.
Hi everyone. Great to have you, Vince. Okay. So, yeah. So, Cooks teaches ArcDes 2 and Arcad 2 or Arcad 1? Cooks.
ArcDes 1 tas Arcad 2.
ArcDes 1 and Arcad. And then Vince teaches ArvCom 2, right? Tama ba, Vince? ArvCom 2 or ArvCom 5?
ArvCom 4, sir.
ArvCom 4. All right. So, mga heart emoji naman dyan for our new mentors. And hopefully, you've interacted with them this past few weeks. Be kind to them. Medyo syempre nangangapapa, but they are ready, and then that's why we hired them. They are competent, obviously, and they would put their own stamp in their subjects. So it's really exciting to have 5 new mentors in our help. All right. So as our custom, since we started this online term, we have to fulfill the institutional waiver requirement. So we've directed all our mentors to upload the waivers at the start of the term. Admittedly, nagkaroon tayo ng delay for two weeks. We can easily adjust this and to try to accommodate it. Usually we require the waiver on the third week of the term. So there will be an adjustment in our calendar. Sadly, the one that was posted in SIS last Friday is still not updated. So RO will still come up with an updated schedule, but tentatively, we are currently at week 3. So week 3 tayo this week. Yun na, doon sa unang announcement, we thought it was week 2, pero it was cleared up na week 3 tayo. What the explanation was, yung first week of suspension, yung January na suspension, yung second week of January na suspension, it is actually considered as async. So yung mga na-upload natin na materials, so it's not a suspension na would affect our calendar. But the second suspension, which is the third week of January, yun na yung may talagang class suspension, and now we are forced to update our calendar. So in recap, we are currently in third week, almost done with third week. So I think the official calendar will come out hopefully by next week para we can all update our calendars, internal calendars or classrooms, ganyan. So the waivers, I can expect this to also be extended somewhat, but start coordinating with your mentors. Of course, this past few weeks, mahirap lumabas. Some of us were affected by the COVID-19 virus, but there are actually online ways to have your waivers notarized. So please print screen these details for you to be able to have your waiver notarized online. So it doesn't matter if you are in the province or you're locked up in your houses. Of course, being extra careful. Wag lang isolated kasi we don't want this to be added to your burden. But hopefully doon sa iba that could be able to accomplish this, please do so. Especially may mga ArcDes, may mga ArvCom, may mga HistArc subjects, lahat ng subjects na may studio lab, a waiver is essential. So just like we discussed last time, we actually don't need to do multiple waivers for each subject, and just indicate in the course codes all your subjects, PE, and all the laboratory subjects. Kung gusto niyo, isama niyo na rin yung mga lecture subjects para sure. And then just itemize whatever term it is for. Of course, name of your name and your parent or guardian that will be overseeing you while you're doing your classes. Okay? If we have questions regarding this, we have an open forum after this. Tapos, just a short reminder lang. I think all of us were able to receive the reminders to how we can navigate yung opening our videos during classes. It's really not required, but it's a request from us to at least open your cameras at the start of the class. Para lang alam natin na everyone is present, everyone is settled down, and then when we start recording, if you don't feel like opening up your camera, it's okay, you can turn it off. Pero at the start of your classes, during the checking of whoever is there, of course, attendance is not required, but checking if everyone is present before you start, the mentor, if possible, can request for us to open our camera. Okay? It's important for us to have that kind of communication and connection. Kasi it's really difficult for us to carry on a class ng black screen lang. All right? So I hope everyone actually got that memo And then let's all help each other out para we can still sort of assimilate the community that we've already established in our program. Okay. One of the most important note that I would like to highlight for this term, this would be in effect immediately. We will have an institutional change in our grading scheme system. So now Benilde will be adopting a zero-based cumulative grading system with a passing mark of 70% on all assessment tasks. So all percentage scores are then translated to the college grade point equivalency for the final grade. So what does this mean? Siguro dun sa iba pa na inabot ito, previously we have this grading system of pre-finals, midterms, and then finals. Tapos 60% yung pre-finals, 40% yung finals, and then yun yung magiging grade natin for the finals. And then we also have final midterm grades, which we have to encode in our SIS. So kung mapapansin natin, during the online term, tinanggal na po natin yung pag-encode ng midterm grades. And in this change, in this announced change, it's official that we actually don't have midterm grades anymore. So what will happen is we don't have midterm grades, but the mentors will would still need to open up the progress reports for students that are asking of their progress in class. That's why we are also highlighting the use of Big Sky as the grading platform so that the student can follow their progress efficiently. I know some of the scholars are more conscious about the grades that they would need to follow up their progress of grades even during midterms. It's still possible, but it's not anymore required for the mentors to encode the midterms grade. So mamaya, if we have questions about this, we can discuss this. So these are wala yung ano. So these are the samples for grading system. Actually, for our design classes, ganito na yung ginagawa natin. Actually, cumulative grading talaga yung ginagawa natin sa ArcDesk. Kung mapapansin niyo, wherein we give progressive exercises that makes up the plates, tapos yun yung total. So it's the same. So ganun na rin ang mangyayari ngayon. So SeatWorks, so for example, for course 1, total niyan 100%. So this might be for example, for engineering subjects, basic engineering subjects or lectures, ganito na yung ano nila. So there could still be midterms exam. There's still midterms exam. Mawawala lang yung midterm encoding for the grades. Pero may midterms exam pa rin tayo. As per our calendar, meron pa rin tayong midterms exam. And then currently, there is a new feature or wrinkle that we call midterm break. So midterm break doesn't mean it's a free day. It just means na may klase pa rin, pero async, the mentors are recommended not to give new requirements. Pero may klase tayo, may async classes. Mentors can upload new lectures. Mentors can upload new resources. Tapos, hindi kailangan mag-meet. It's an optional thing. Pwedeng maging consultation yung async classes na yun. Okay? So, ang usual natin ay course 2. Parang course 2 yung medyo familiar sa atin. Yung projects na siguro you can break up the project. Siguro mga 4 na sections that makes up the 30%. Tapos yung final project natin, which is the 40%. So, ganito na yung ine-expect natin. And all of our updated and approved syllabi reflects this kind of grading scheme. Okay? So make sure to check your Big Sky. Dapat your mentors have uploaded the updated and signed syllabi in the overview section of our Big Sky platform. Okay? Yan. So same pa din yung matrix natin for grades. 97 to 100, 4.0, 93 to 96, 3.5, and so on and so forth. So this will be reflected in the final grade. So as much as possible, yung mga plates natin should be graded in percentage score. Okay? Para it's easier for us to total, to do the cumulative method, and then lalabas lang yung numeric grade during the finals equivalence. Okay? All right. So just a quick reminders. This is also for our frosh that are still that is new to our community. So our 14-week format will have minimum of 7 synchronous sessions. So ang required natin na synchronous sessions ay 50%. So if you have lecture classes na once a week, yung meeting, you are required to meet at least once every other week. Kapag ang requirement naman natin for lecture subjects like GE, 3 times a week, may mga subjects bang 3 times a week? So 1.5, depending on the mentors. Okay? So synchronous, of course, requires everyone to be there. Kung wala naman, it's okay. It's just that the video has to be uploaded afterwards so that they can follow through ano yung mga progress natin. And then asynchronous meetings are sort of self-paced learning for our students. So pwedeng ang gawin natin every other week, synchronous and then asynchronous, to give them space and to give them time to catch up. But we can, for mentors, they have to upload new lectures or references, and then they can even have individual consultations during the scheduled asynchronous meetings. Okay, so we started our Latch program since last second term of last academic year. So ang napapansin namin, it's actually an effective tool. And magaganda yung mga comments ng mga students, constructive criticism about our mentors. So mahaba yung mga comments, which is good. It means na we are really engaged in our learning platforms. So Latch is usually usually starts at around week 6 to 7, week 6 to 8. Yan, yung usual na Latch. So it's a learner assessment of teaching, learning, and courseware in hybrid environment. So ito yung ito yung equivalent ng STAR doon sa mga umabot pa sa face-to-face learning. So Latch is that version of STAR evaluation. So doon sa mga frosh natin that are joining us this term, this is an important tool. It's a serious tool for calibration and evaluation of our mentors. So seryosohin natin ito and really give feedback that are useful for our mentors moving forward. Okay? C-break it's still implemented. Ang C-break natin is every Friday, 11:20 to 2:20 p.m. So all our events, internal program events sa school happens during C-break para everyone can attend. So this is our first event for the term. We have a lot of webinars lined up. We will be announcing them in the days to come. Saga, they have an event on Saturday. Mamaya, Dodd, you can, if you have slides for that event, you can show it before we end the program. Okay lang ba yun? Para let's promote the upcoming event for Saga this coming Saturday. Okay. So, doon sa mga nangangapapa, questions about sections, enlistment, questions about payments. I have to remind everyone na if you paid and were not able to send the OR, so medyo mahirap i-trace kung nakagbayad na. So there is a link where you can send the OR. Importante po na after you make your payment, you have to send the original receipt to the link ng finance para they can account for yung payment ninyo. Kasi it's really difficult to trace kung sino yung nagbayad and all. So there is this system that I know you're all familiar with. Medyo nag-struggle lang siguro dito yung mga frosh natin for this term. But if you have questions, we have the Benilde Hub that can help us with your questions. So you'll be given a ticket, and the ticket would directly go to the person or office that is requiring your attention. So effective po ito. I've had a few inquiries already that went through this hub. So effective siya, and it's easier for me to follow through. So hopefully ano natin yan. So just type Benilde Hub, makikita nyo na yan. And we have a YouTube channel. I-boost ko lang ulit kasi a lot of our program events, lahat ng assemblies natin, we usually upload a week after the event para yung mga hindi naka-attend ng assembly can still watch it, and we can have you can also watch the reruns of all our webinars in the past academic years since we started online. So hopefully we can carry this over kahit mga face-to-face na. We'll have all our events uploaded in our YouTube page. And we have also yung microsite natin for the Frosh. If you want to get to know some of our projects, they are online. A lot of our capstone projects are also online. So pwede kong siguro I can mamaya at the Q&A I can post the links nung microsite natin in our chat so that everyone can have access and then check it out. We worked on this for a few months before PASCO. It's a work in progress. We are still trying to upload a lot more of our content. So there was a call for yung mga previously nag-participate sa PORE, kasi we want this to be sort of an archive for all our PORE participation, and PORE moving forward, we will be uploading all of them in this website. Yeah. So now we go to our Q&A, open forum.
All right. Sir Harvey, I've already posted the links that you've shared earlier.
Okay.
It's
Good.
already chat box. So I'll start with the Q&A.
Teka lang, kuha lang ako ng water
Sige sir. Mag-earth break muna yung iba habang mahaba-haba yung diniscuss ni Sir Harvey. Kamusta na kayo? Okay pa kayo? Kaya pa guys?
Buhay pa naman po.
Dod, nasa province ka pa?
Hindi
Yes.
po, hindi na po kakayanin ng internet pati ng storm resiliency ng bahay namin doon. Kaya lumipat na po ako dito sa Manila muna for school. Pero okay naman po. Binabagyo kasi kadalasan sa province. So hindi na rin na-recommend sa akin ng parents ko.
Buti na lang nandito ka. At saka mas safe.
Opo.
Oo. Oo nga. Eh, yung iba, kamusta na? Nawawala sila. Hello?
Okay.
Ito na lang mga to, parang spirit of
Stop share na tayo para yung iba pwede mag-video. Pwede mag-on ng video para I can see them. We can start the question, Ma'am Erica.
Alright, sir. First question. Will there be any upcoming competitions that we could join?
Right now, I think si Sir RJ pa din have been organizing, pero actually the competitions committee medyo informally has been shifted to Miss Erica. So currently meron tayong Evolo. Teka lang, I'll check. I think we have a few na medyo sinalihan natin this term. Pwede nating salihan. So if you have ideas on competitions that you would like to participate in, I'll find. Pinadala sa akin ni Sir RJ kung ano yung mga competitions na sasalihan natin this term.
Yeah, meron siyang email.
Wait, so I got a random question.
Yep.
I mean, I already got my paper notarized, but I'm wondering if the pandemic is still going on, does the notary waiver still have to be marked by notary?
Yep. Unless we go
Okay.
back to campus, we still have to fulfill the institutional waiver.
All right.
Yeah, it's actually a protection for you and for the mentors as well.
Okay.
I know it's extra work, but it's an important document that we all have to comply with. And
Okay.
we, after submission, we actually compile all this and we pray to God that we don't have to use it. So it's just there for all our protection. Tingnan natin yung
Sir Harvey already shared the list of the firms that you can contact, so you don't have to go out. You can just email it to them. So online lang yung notary. RC.
So for the competitions, I think we can participate sa WorldBex, ArcZig, and then Evolo. Marami tayong ArcDes 7 ngayon, yung mga vertical urbanism subjects. So Evolo is a long-standing competition that we usually participate in. So yan. And if you have questions regarding competitions, si Ma'am Erica and si Sir RJ, you can message them if you're interested in participating.
All right, thank you. Next question. What will happen if I don't take the corresponding ArcDes course for this term? Does this mean I can only take it next year and not next term?
ArcDes, if you don't take the corresponding ArcDes for this term, depending on the ArcDes, it would be difficult for you to take it again next term. So ano siya, seasonal yung ArcDes natin. Some are lucky kasi may kasunod ng ArcDes subject. For example, ngayon ang current natin na ArcDes batch ay ArcDes 7. So pero may batch na ArcDes 5, ArcDes 4. So kung babagsak ka ng ArcDes 7, and you won't be able to create a section of 8 to 12, you would have to wait for ArcDes 5 to become ArcDes 7. So depende yan doon sa ano. So of course, it's not easy, but if you can try to not always enlist ArcDes kasi it's an important subject. And if you check your flowchart, para siyang trend, dire-diretso siya and walang break yung ArcDes. So kailangan every time you have to hop in. So that's how you imagine yung ArcDes. It's like a train. So pag naiwan ka nung unang biyahe, it's okay. There is still one, pero hindi siya immediate. So it's a scheduled, it's always as per schedule. So hindi siya as per your schedule. So nowadays we try to curb yung always putting up ArcDes classes every term kasi it also dilutes the quality of our ArcDes. And then at the same time, it's also a struggle to put mentors on each subject. So medyo kinokontrol din natin.
Sir, to add, I think yung mga iba rin natin, kailangan tignan ng students, pati yung ibang courses na merong prerequisites. Kasi syempre akala nila next term may offering pa rin. So, marami doon, lagi meron pa dito next term, tapos gusto nila magpalit ng section, dahil hindi nila gusto yung prof, mga ganyan. Kapag medyo special na yung class, wala nang ibang section doon. Ayun, so take note lang.
Medyo maraming naapektuhan dyan for specs 1 and 2. Yung specs 2 ngayon natin. So, yung mga naiwan ng specs 2, unfortunately, tatapusin muna natin yung specs 3 bago tayo bukas ulit ng specs 1, tapos specs 2. Doon lang tayo makakakuha ng specs 2 ulit. So that's roughly 2 more terms afterwards.
Alright, next question. Are there open scholarships for the second term?
There's always scholarship opportunities. Just coordinate with the GASO, yung student life natin. So they do have offerings. So individual. Last year we had focus scholarships. Some were able to avail it. Ongoing yan. If we have a few of those opportunities, we will announce that in this platform.
Okay, next. Some modules can be less wordy, and if possible, can faculty set a schedule for asynchronous and synchronous sessions, or just a single link for all the meetings?
Unahin ko muna yung single link kasi medyo guilty rin ako dyan. Minsan paiba-iba ako ng link eh. Depende sa mentor, I think. Although it's okay na isang link na lang, tapos you just reuse that. For in my case kasi, personal case, marami akong meetings. So hindi ko pwedeng natatabunan siya. So I need to create new. And maybe some of our mentors are the same, na they have to create new links every time. Yun yung reasoning ko para I know it's updated. I have to create. I mean, it's always free. Bakit manghihinayangan yung mag-create ng bago? But I get the point para consistent. Maybe that's something that we can also suggest if there is more pushback for this. Pwede siguro. And then yung isang question, wordy yung mga modules?
Less wordy.
Less wordy, medyo depende siguro yan sa subject. Siguro kung lecture subject, of course, there would be a lot of text. Pero pag mga ArcDes, Viscom, I doubt masyado maraming words yan kasi it's more visuals. So I think the comment is more for general subjects. I'm not sure. But let me know kapag we open this forum.
Okay. Next, can faculty post Zoom or Gmeet links a day prior? It's a challenge for morning classes to wait for a post, whether there will be one or not. Posting 10 minutes before the start of class without any prior notice is what causes more absentees.
All right. I mean, this was also a problem or an issue that was put forth last term. We've already addressed this somewhat during our faculty assembly. We will reiterate that concern kasi tama rin naman, it's important na you all have the links a day before at least para all will be ready. Katulad itong ganitong program assembly natin, our starting time is 1 o'clock pero a lot of you have already enlisted ng mga 12:59, 12:58. So lalo na yung 8 a.m. Ako, yung klase ko rin 8 a.m. So I understand yung frustration. So I'll make sure to reiterate this during our upcoming faculty assembly. But if in case those that experience this, let me know. Siguro you can reach out to me para I can individually remind our mentors.
Okay. Can faculty set out flexible time policies for students that are still unable to submit, but the time should be enough that teachers can check without worries?
Internal naman yan yung concern na yan about extensions and some of our mentors here. I think all do that, of course. Pag formal naman yung paglapit at paghingi ng extension and it's really a valuable or a valid concern, then I don't see a reason for not giving that extension. Kayo ba, other mentors, what are your experiences so far? Have students reached out to you for extension because of valid concerns, and were we able to accommodate them? Para marinig ko naman sila para ano.
So personally, students email me prior kung may submissions. So I give them time kasi syempre at least alam naman natin yung sitwasyon. Pag mga ganun naman, kailangan syempre natin intindihin at hindi pwedeng pabayaan lang na bumagsak sila, di ba? Yun.
Huwag lang naman sana mag-email tayo the day itself. Kumbaga, kung ayaw nyo makakuha ng links 10 minutes before, it's the same. Huwag din tayo mag-email ng request for extension on the actual day of submission. Para ano lang din, parang merong tayong give and take. How about the other mentors? What are your experiences so far? Especially this past 2 weeks, marami tayong minasalanta sa audit, may COVID-19. How are we able to manage from our mentors that are present here? Sir Noel, if you can start.
So far in my class, there were students na nagkaroon ng flu or nagkasakit. So I give them time naman to recuperate.
Okay.
And so far, the past weeks, medyo yung iba hindi pa sumasagot. Hindi ko lang kasi sure. I emailed them, but there's no answer pa rin. Okay, so I'm still hoping that they would answer. Okay,
Ayun.
I've used FB and also the Big Sky to communicate. Okay, so talagang media blitz ako para they can.
Ayun.
Sabi nila na there's no excuse na hindi nila nakuha yung message.
So for the students din naman, help us help you, 'di ba? If you have questions, concerns, directly go to the mentors, inform them as early as possible para we can give leeway, we can create accommodations. Hindi natin kaya yan during grade consultation kasi late na yon, di ba? Kasi the grades are already computed, almost close to be released. So we do that sort of communication at the start of the term, during the term, para keep that open. Sino pa ba? Sir Jojo, if you want. Hindi ito per age just this are
Sorry, sorry na disconnect ako kanina. I had to reconnect. I mean, let me just listen in, sir.
All right, sige sir. Sir Renato, how was your experience so far for this kind of situation?
Yes,
were we able to accommodate?
Yes, luckily, most of my students are very responsible, but there is always an exception to the general rule. Pero syempre, they need to inform, tapos they need to have a valid reason.
Tama.
Huwag lang yung submissions na ng grades. It's really impossible.
Yun yung sinasabi natin.
Yeah, I'm always accommodating yung mga special, unexpected matters. Yeah, I'm always welcome to that one, sir.
All right. Thank you, Sir Renato.
Thank you.
Sir Jojo.
Yeah, these are, sorry, naghabol.
Binigla kita.
I know. So these are, mga general announcements or reminders?
Reminders, and also some of the students are asking yung mga naapektuhan ng audit,
Yeah.
COVID, how was the accommodation for extension? Were they granted? How do we approach it? Para naman, I want to hear from the mentors themselves.
Yeah, as far as audit is concerned, I still have one student na hindi ko pa makontak. So I'm a bit concerned, no, kasi week 3 na, even by email wala. So I'm not so sure what's up, and right now I don't know yet how to proceed. Yeah, that's really a big issue for me, but kaya lang, fortunately, my minority, no, isang person na lang, and sana sumagot pa din kasi it's not yet late. And then we have I have a lot of students na alam ko nag-positive sila but never tested. Kasi positive yung buong household eh. So I'm just the type that I check on them and how they are, and then just constantly monitor, and ayun lang naman, hindi pa umabot sa point kasi na ano eh, dahil medyo makulit din ako on checking on them, so I think that kind of works. And we devise our own system how we are able to communicate with each other. So that's the one that's very important, na kailangan open lang yan palagi.
All right, thanks, Sir Jojo. I mean, that's a good example, pero I would also have to caution everyone na not all mentors are makulit, di ba? Ako
Yeah.
personally, isang message lang ako, and then kung wala, I stop there. I mean, depending on the mentors,
Ako kasi kaya ko eh, because I like now I only have 2 subjects, but if you're full load, it they cannot compare us eh. Magkakaiba kasi ang ano natin.
Magkakaiba tayo ng style, so that's a caveat that I have
Totoo.
to highlight to everyone, okay? But we do our best naman to communicate and then try to reach out so that everyone is included, so no one is left behind. Yun yung tinitingnan natin, and that's what we're trying to achieve all the time. Cooks?
Actually, lenient naman ako, but I need them to negotiate with me. I don't want na parang after the fact biglang mag-excuse, di ba? Parang sabihin natin, may consultation tayo today, tapos biglang wala. And then, hindi ko nahanapin yung rason kung bakit wala ka. Kasi kung alam mo na hindi ka makaka-appear doon, you could tell me prior, di ba? Parang a day before, kung you're not feeling well, di ba? You could also let me know before. Kasi may iba din na may like yung isa na hindi naka-online. But on the day itself, sinabi niya, actually after na nung consultation, nung sinabi niya na may sakit kasi siya, tapos positive, tas along dun sa stretch nung message niya, nandun yung mga proof nung testing, whatever niya. So, syempre, ganon, hindi mo naman din alam yung circumstances kung bakit hindi maka-message, di ba? So, yun yung we allow yung mga ganon. But for other reasons, sa parang bigla na lang na hindi sasabihin, and then excuse na lang afterwards, di ba? Parang yun yung mahirap na na ma-accept ng excuses. Kasi parang ang nangyayari, nagpapalusot lang. So yun yung of course, ayaw natin na nagpapalusot lang kung bakit hindi ka nakasubmit. So yun yung important sa akin, nag-negotiate na parang sabihin natin, I don't think I can attend, sir, yung consultation. Tapos sasabihin after nun, baka sir, pwede video recording na lang ako ng consultation. Ganun magano yung sa students ko. As in, they actually have a solution for it. And then, ang sagot ko, no, i-file mo na lang on the next consultation. Wag ka na mag-recording for that presentation. Parang ganun, magpahinga ka na lang muna. So, ganun yung parang, di ba, they're not saying na parang hindi ko kaya gawin to dahil ganito yung reason. Tapos, wala na, papabayaan ka na lang kung ano yung, so ano gagawin ko dun sa mga, ano gusto mo? Di ba? So sasabihin mo, di ba, it's negotiating, you're negotiating with your client, for example, di ba? It's what we want you to practice. So it's something na ganun na, okay, I can't make it, maybe this can work. Okay, I can react to that, di ba? So yun yung important things that I look out for when may ganong cases na mangyari.
Alright. It should be a dialogue. Yun yung sinasabi ni Cooks na mahirap maging I mean, walang mahiyain arkitekto, di ba? We have to cultivate that, be upfront, and we all know our rights. We all know what we're capable of. So, as much as possible, we have to reach out, communicate. Kasi kung hindi tayo makikipag-communicate, it's difficult for us, and hindi naman manghuhula yung mga mentors on what you're doing, how you're doing. And it's really difficult to put a grade dun sa walang submission. 0 talaga yon kasi walang submission, 'di ba? So that's something na we all have to play our part. Okay? I think si Dowd is raising his hand.
Sir, I just want to add to the question, like hindi naman siya necessarily like the context of the question itself, pero
You're breaking up.
in terms of flexibility, I'm sorry, am I okay po?
Yeah, okay na. Okay na.
Some deadlines po kasi, okay na po. Okay. Some deadlines po kasi are super within the day or within the hour. And there were students kasi na nadi-disconnect sa call kasi hindi nila ma-raise yung concern nila na hindi nila kaya mag-submit within the day kasi naputol nga po yung internet. This happened last term. A classmate of mine reached out kasi something about yung transformer sa labas ng bahay nila pumutok, so naputulan sila ng kuryente, eh hindi niya makontak yung professor. So dinaan niya sa classmate through text, tapos dinaan ng classmate sa online modality na. Pero I think that's what the student means po by the flexible time frame. Sometimes po kasi the deadlines that are within the hour or within the day are affected by a situation that even the student can't relate. Like yun nga po, this is an example that a friend of mine from another program nung you don't that parang
Dod, medyo putol.
Another Catholic school.
Dod, can you
putol po.
turn off your
Yeah,
camera
po.
para mas malinaw. Sorry.
Ayan po.
Yan, go.
Sorry, sir. Ganun nga po. So a classmate of mine told me that from another school, a professor said po na nagpapaalam yung student who was in the province na maapektuhan siya ng bagyong Odette, mawala ng kuryente. This isn't Benilde though, pero this is like a context to that situation. The faculty wanted the submission pa rin to be complied to, even though the student was asking for permission. And the faculty's response was, sa totoo lang, di na ako naniniwala sa mga ganyan. And that's kind of not inclusive to those na nasa probinsya. So I guess this question is coming from a student that's also in the province. Because sometimes the internet and even the electricity falters. And if that happens to them, hindi po sila nakakapag-comply agad sa mga within the day deadlines.
All right. First of all, bihira naman tayo mag within the day deadline. Pero lang kung eskis yan.
Ako po meron yun.
Sige. Pero bihira naman yung within the day deadline, and I think siguro I'll remind this to all our mentors na medyo there's difficulty with that, although sometimes an activity calls for it, but ganun pa din, it all boils down to communication. So if the communication was open from the start, it wouldn't be that difficult, diba? You have to start that line of communication from the start. Hindi siya kung kailan mo lang kailangan, tsaka ka lang makikipag-communicate. So that level of communication has to be there from the start. Sabi ko nga, the mentors, they are also doing their best, but it's difficult for them to really ascertain. So hindi nila kaya manghula. So they have to be informed. Yun lang naman yun eh. So if there is still difficulty after you inform them, and pwede mo na sigurong i-elevate yan sa track coordinator. And that's the reason why I posted the names of our track coordinators, for this simple reason. Para if there is a concern within the track, that could easily be elevated doon sa track coordinator. Tapos pag hindi pa rin na-resolve from the track coordinator, and then saka elevate sa program chair. So yun yung natin.
Sir, I also want to recommend, this is a practice that I've seen Sir David do. Parang Sir David gets one student. I'm not sure if you can call them class B though, pero basically they ask this student to reach out to this one student if hindi na naka-contact. Kasi sometimes the student doesn't have access to the internet. Eh, nate-text naman siya ng classmate niya. So, it helps the faculty din po kasi obviously hindi na kayo ma-stress sa pag-contact sa kanya because you have another person contact them on your behalf through another means. So baka mas mabilis na means yun pag tinext ng classmate. So, and also, you can just ask them na parang, okay, I have 5 students who I can't contact right now. Which one can you contact within the day? Tapos yun, they respond. Especially that mabilis na naman sa student mag-text, especially if you assign someone na pinagkakatiwalaan nyo naman. So that's just a recommendation I have based on what I've experienced from another faculty po.
Usually naman, we do that. We recommend all the students to create their own GC, pero hindi kasama si mentor.
Opo.
Para they can communicate faster. And then from there, we can ask, paki-chat na yung GC na magsisimula na tayo. So we do that naman as part of how we are able to adjust during this quarantine, this online term. Pero even in our face-to-face, may ang mga estudyante, they have their own GC per subject that they facilitate. And may nag-lead lang talaga na oftentimes the mentors are not included in that GC para they can talk freely. And it's also our instrument for reminders. Parang, we do that naman, but I'll also highlight that to our mentors.
Opo.
Thank you, Don. Medyo mahaba yung question na yun.
Sorry, kasi maraming regs din po.
Okay lang. I mean, it's a relevant question, especially yung itong term na to, nagkaroon ng 2-week health break, what happened to Odette. So hopefully, yun lang naman, ang message lang naman, guys, let's try to understand each other from mentor side, from student side. We all are struggling. Hindi tayo sanay lahat dito. And communication is a key for us to overcome yung struggle na to. So just communicate early and often if you can. Para naman para kilala kayo ng mentors, hindi parang ganun, katulad nung kanina yung hindi naniwala yung sa ibang school na sinasabi mo, hindi naniwala. Maybe because they just communicated just one time, tapos yun agad yung mabigat agad yung communication. So it's really difficult for the mentors to believe that person kasi parang ngayon tayo nag-usap. 'Di ba? Buong term hindi tayo nagkaroon ng interaction, tapos biglang kinausap mo ako, ang bigat agad ng query mo. Wala tayong panggagalingan, parang ganun. So I want to recommend everyone to be more active and participant in communication with your classmates, with your mentors, para alam nila at parang meron kayong connection kasi 14 weeks lang yan, mabilis lang yan. And as mentors, sa dami ng hinahawakan namin, we are not really equipped to remember everyone's query. And we have to be honest with that. Hindi natin yan maalala lahat. But it would help if you can reach out early, and then if you can remind them, constant communication lang din yan. Okay? So hopefully that answers that question or that query. Yes, Ms. Erica.
Okay. Does Benilde have any plans of offering an international exchange program?
Meron tayong nakabinbin ngayon, pero syempre hindi pa natin pwedeng i-offer kasi nga because of our current situation. And yung exchange program kasi we have to have a level 3 pa-ASCU. So currently, ang ina-apply pa lang natin is level 1. But we do have international partnerships, alam natin yan, yung IARC, AIAC, yung sa Dubai, and then sa Thailand, we do have things that we are talking about. And then, in case yung mga graduates natin, meron tayong mga academic linkages that offers parang for alumni to participate, international yon. May nakapasa sa atin sa program natin. I think, I'm not sure, si LK ata, pupuntang Madrid in that program. So if you are a student of Benilde and you want to experience this, kahit graduate na kayo, be sure to be connected through your alumni email kasi there are a lot of opportunities na available para sa atin, and it's sent through our alumni email.
Okay. Next, are faculty allowed to not post the syllabus before the start of class? For example, one of our EngSci classes do not post the syllabus or the slides or modules prior to meeting. And yet, we're expected to recite and be graded accordingly.
Okay. Nakasabi ko lang kanina na kailangan nakapost yung syllabi. If in case there are mentors na medyo hindi nakakapag-comply, let me know or let your track coordinator know. So for Engsai, message niyo po si Sir Niego Calixto, Sir Engineer Niego Calixto. And then he can sort it out. Kasi at the start of the term, we all distribute all the updated and approved and signed na syllabi for everyone. So, yung nag-message niyan, please message si Sir Diego Calixto about the mentor para ngayon pa lang kasi third week pa lang naman, pwede pang ano yan, aabutan pa natin.
Okay. Is the BuildTech 4 curriculum complete? Apparently, upon asking around from 118 and 119 who have completed the course, it starts out as a confusing course because students are left out to figure it out on their own.
Okay, medyo first time ko narinig yan kasi alam ko yung BuildTech, building science track ay medyo kompleto yung ano niyan, kompleto yung syllabus niyan and actually mabusisi yung ano niyan, yung syllabi niyan and our track coordinator Sir David Barcelona has applied for LPG. I'm not sure, Sir Chris, anong BuildTech yun?
Sir Chris.
Sir, that's BuildTech 2, yung LPG grant.
BuildTech 2 yung LPG, but all
but for
BuildTech naman, kompleto na yan eh. So,
yeah, actually, sir, ano yan eh, when we started with the online, ready na yung syllabus nung ano eh, nung BuildTech 4. So, for 7 weeks, ang coverage specifications, then yung sa finals natin covers estimate. So, yeah. So, yun.
okay. So, kung may issue na ganun, please highlight it or message Sir David Barcelona para but I know for a fact that kompleto yan pag sinabing BuildSci. Actually, yan yung dalawang kompleto natin. We can say BuildSci and Viscom, kompleto ng and kompleto and mabusisi yung syllabi ng mga yan. I can attest to that.
Next is, can lecture classes have textbook recommendations? Several students have agreed that information, terminologies, methods that are expected to be learned in certain courses are not easily searchable through the internet.
Okay. Balik ulit tayo sa syllabus. Sa syllabus, yung last portion nun may reference. And during this period of online, kung mapapansin po natin or kung naalala nung iba, magkaiba po ang syllabus natin ng face-to-face at itong online format. So, pinaghirapan po namin yan to translate all our syllabus. So, ibig sabihin, even the references are now e-books. Marami tayong e-books na references na hyperlink doon sa syllabus natin. So, if you are having issues with the syllabus, yung references, let the track coordinator know. At the same time, pwede tayong, I think pwede pa rin mahumiram sa CLR. CLR na sila ngayon, hindi na sila LRC. Pwede pa rin tayo nung drive-by na borrowing. So you just have to check if they have enough staff. Doon naman sa mga nagtithesis, our search, you can request for scanning until 25 up to 25 pages. So that's a service available sa CLR. So mag-email lang tayo. So yung sagot sa una, all our syllabus have references, hard copy tsaka e-books. So just look for them in the references. And then our Vibe format syllabus, nakalagay din doon yung references per module. Siguro sa next natin na GA, i-discuss ko yung syllabus natin. Kasi last GA natin, naalala ninyo, i-discuss natin yung flowchart. So, discuss naman natin yung syllabus next time. Actually, these are things that you as student, it's your responsibility to know na kailangan kalikutin natin yung mga yon kasi importante yun sa atin as a college student. Kailangan alam natin yung syllabus, alam natin yung flowchart. But I understand some of you are not familiar with that. Sige, let's do a discussion on your syllabus components, siguro next GA natin.
If I may answer, some mentors naman share their references. So dahil e-books naman na siya and accessible, madali nang i-upload sa Dropbox or sa Teams. So mayroon ng drive na sinishare yung mentors. Yun, I personally do that, lalo na sa art search classes.
Ako, I put it per module para related siya doon sa topic. Tapos kung may mga articles that are related to that topic, nandun sa module. If there are video references, YouTube, pwedeng ilagay dun sa module. But these are optional learning instruments, so hindi kailangan required. But it's there. So siguro i-remind natin yung mga mentors to utilize that sort of facility.
Alright, thank you, sir. Next is, yan, how does it reflect to the mentor or the curriculum or system if there have been multiple students who have been graded R and R from multiple terms through online modality? These students are left to wonder why they were given R despite being able to submit their plates for the assigned drop boxes.
Okay. There's always two sides of the story, syempre. I mean, that's the version of the students, and hopefully hindi naman yan palagi kasi may grade consultation naman. So kung nakapag-submit ka naman sa Dropbox, paano hindi naman degradean, di ba? So I would assume na it was discussed internally, but if there are cases like this, kailangan i-highlight ito sa track coordinator and even sa akin. Kasi importante yun. Hindi po pwede na nakapag-submit tapos hindi na gradean, or baka naman nag-submit ka tapos na yung grading or tapos na yung deadline. So kahit nakapag-submit ka tapos na yung deadline, it's up to the mentor to consider, pero it's not his responsibility and he's not actually forced to accept your submission, especially if it was agreed upon yung deadline natin hindi malinaw. Kasi bakit ganun? It's gonna be unfair doon sa mga nakapag-comply if we all keep accepting yung mga late na tapos yung iba magsasubmit during grade consultation. So mahirap po yan. It's a practice that we have to avoid and we have to try not to do. Kasi it's also difficult for the mentors, kasi sabi ko nga sa mga students that I talk to, kayo meron din silang deadline. The mentors also have their own deadlines in terms of computation of grades, in terms of submission of grades. So naiipit din sila, and it has an effect on their performance kung late sila magsasubmit ng grades. So it's really, we have to also understand na there's two sides of the coin, na they have their own deadline din. Okay? So hindi lang kayo ang naghahabol ng deadline during grades consultation or during your submission of grades. Mga mentors din po, naghahabol din po yan ng deadline. Kasi they have to submit the grades on a specific timeline. Okay, so doon naman sa second question, does it reflect on the mentor kung marami bumagsak? Depende, kasi sa mentor, kung walang sinubmit, paano mo ipapasa? Even if reached out multiple times, walang reply, how would you pass? Kasi 'di ba, sabi ko nga kanina, paano gigradean kung walang sinubmit? 'Di ba? And kung makapasa ka ng ganun, mas lalo kang magalit sa mentor kasi, 'di ba? That's not really right na nakapasa ka nang wala kang sinubmit. 'Di ba? Pero wag naman yung wala kang sinubmit pero you're expecting na makapasa ka. So it's two-way. And as a mentor, ako personally, I don't have a problem kung maraming bumagsak kasi I have a standard that I set from the start. And I treat all my students as professionals. I give them the schedule from the start of the term. Alam na nila kung kailan yung submission ng finals grade, yung finals na exercise, finals project. So, kung hindi pa rin sila nakapag-submit during that deadline, I mean, it's not the problem of the mentor kasi binigay niya na yan and it's clear from the start. So, hindi natin control yon kung maraming hindi mag-submit during the finals. So we don't have a choice as mentors to put an R kasi ano nga naman nag-grade natin kung walang submission, 'di ba? So in terms of evaluation of the mentor, kung maraming bumagsak pero a lot of the students naman are happy with the performance. It's just that those that failed were not really participant. So does that reflect on the mentor or on the student? 'Di ba? So gaya ng sabi ko kanina, in this online term, we're all struggling. We have to be honest. Lahat tayo nahihirapan. Lahat tayo we're adjusting. So lahat tayo magtulungan. Okay? Dod?
Sir, I have a, ano po, kasi last term may nag-reach out sa akin during Christmas break. Kasi, di ba, we finished the term early naman po. Pero there were students from 118 and 119 reaching out regarding sa grade console. Kasi may faculty daw po na hindi nag-upload ng grade agad sa Big Sky nila, pati sa SIS. So parang natapos na yung term, wala silang grade consultation. So parang hindi na sila makapag-inquire regarding their grade or where they had a fault in. Kasi nga po, late nga po nag-upload yung faculty nila. Although I wasn't personally able to note the name of the faculty, pero this was a reoccurring inquiry from multiple students. So that part, it's not really related about the R, it's just about the grade console wasn't followed through.
Okay.
And it was natapos na yung term.
So for that particular issue, siguro pwede nyo nang escalate yun sa akin. You can email me directly. Kasi it's an administration issue. It's not actually an issue that can be handled by the track coordinator kasi they are dealing with only for content. So for that kind of issue, just let me know para baka naman there's also a concern from the other side that we can address or remind them.
Okay po, sir. Thank you.
Okay? I'm hoping this is an isolated case kasi parang kung ngayon ko lang narinig yun na tapos na yung term. Hindi naman siguro pwedeng tapos na yung term tsaka lang in-upload yung ano. Kasi may deadline naman tayo ng grades and kung hindi siya ng grades, then it affects his performance as well. Pero we've had experience na ganun. Hindi agad nakapag-submit ng grades but nakakapag-grade consult naman. We always remind our mentors to do grade consultation every term. Importante yun. So, let me know kung may mga hindi nagko-comply.
Okay. I think we have 3 more questions. Ito muna isa. Can you clarify? Okay. Can you clarify regarding students getting grade of R because their understanding dapat INC lang and also the retention period to comply?
Okay. The INC grade is a privilege. Hindi siya binibigay basta-basta. It depends on the situation of the student. It depends on the mentor's decision. Pero the main indicator is at least may 50% kang submitted na requirement. So kung walang 50% yung sinubmit mo, it's really we try to avoid giving R pag as in 0 yung sinubmit. So yun, that's the difference between R and INC. Pag INC, there is at least an effort to comply, to submit. Importante po yan. Kasi as mentors kami din, we are also encouraged na you will be able to finish yung subject. Kaya nga incomplete but you're just given a choice to complete. Pero kailangan pa rin namin i-ascertain na you'll be able to complete it, di ba? Pero kung 0 yung submissions, ang hirap naman nun.
Okay, so 50% above the submission, tsaka ka lang magkakaroon ng privilege for incomplete na grade.
Yes. For inquiry INC. Tapos
yeah. Okay, yun, guys. Okay. Next is, mentioned earlier, we're supposed to send our OR to the Office of Finance. Is there a Google form for this? Or will we have to email it to the office po?
May Google form. Teka lang i-post ko dito.
Sir.
Dapat alam natin to lahat kasi Matagal na nating ginagawa to eh. Hindi naman tayo first time na nagbayad. So ito yung OR form. So you have to upload your OR sa Google form na yan. Kasi kahit nagbayad ka, we have a lot of students that paid tapos hindi in-upload yung yung OR. Nagulat na lang sila, tinanggal sila sa Big Sky. Kasi nga, there's no way for FD, for Finance Department, to ascertain kung nagbayad kayo. Kasi hindi nyo binigay yung OR. Okay? And this has been a practice even before the online term. Kaya hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na, sir, hindi kasi namin alam. Even in our face-to-face, ganun yung sistema natin. Pag nagbayad ka ng online, you have to upload your OR. Pero na kung nagbayad ka sa Benilde, definitely hindi mo na kailangan magbigay ng OR kasi i-issuehan ka na ng OR sa Benilde. Pero pag nag-bank transfer ka, nagbayad ka ng online bank transfer, you have to upload your OR. Okay?
Okay. Last question na, sir. Sakto. When will F2F classes resume? Will there be face-to-face class this year?
Currently, there are select programs in other departments that are preparing for face-to-face or hybrid this coming third term. Unfortunately, hindi pa tayo kasama doon kasi unang-una, we are able to facilitate all our classes online, so there is no urgency for us to do so. And then if we are able to do that, expect that to be hybrid. So unahin natin yung mga higher subjects, yung mga senior subjects siguro yung mauuna kasi mas konti yun, like thesis, ArcDes 8, ArcDes 9, ArcDes 10, yun siguro yung mga magiging mapipilitan tayo. We are looking at second term next year pero hindi pa siya sure. Hindi pa kami nagpe-prepare. Kasi how you prepare is you need at least a term before you open for hybrid. Hindi siya ganun kadali. And it depends on IATF. We're always dependent on IATF. And medyo mahirap yung yung requirement nila. So wait and see. But may iba na magsisimula na next term. Yung mga talagang kailangan like dance, I think film, shrimp, yung mga may kailangan ng kitchen, yung kailangan ng demo. So these are things na talagang kailangan na nila. And they're even desperate. Kahit bubble, they can do. Pero sa atin kasi, there's no urgency in going through that process. Tapos ang haba ng preparations. Okay?
All right. I think
Do we have more questions or that's it?
Wala po akong na-receive on my end through the chat.
Okay.
So far,
Ano po sir, kaya yung mga iba na yun na yung tinanong ko. So,
okay. So we can siguro
May
last na
naka-raise na hand.
call. Tapos let's close off the event.
Sir, meron pang isa. May huling umihirit. Someone
Sige lang.
Kasi
Hello.
kailangan mo kasi mag-focus eh.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon everyone.
Alright.
Question lang po Sir Harvey. Kasi nakita ko po sa flowchart ng 118, ba't na-separate yung apprentice into half po? Kasi if I remember correctly, isa lang yung apprentice nun.
Isa lang.
Pero sa amin po, parang nahati siya into dalawa. Like co-requisite with or falls down with ArcDes 8 and ArcDes 9 respectively. Yun lang po yung tanong ko.
Yep. Mahiwaga yung flowchart ninyo, Paul. Alam mo naman yan, di ba? From yung mga ArcCrit. So, it's still in that glitch pa din yung apprentice. Pero apprentice is just one subject na lang. Kasi previously, tinatapat natin yung apprentice na katabi ng bridging term para extended. Pero right now kasi tinanggal na natin yung bridging term. So we don't have bridging term anymore. So isa na lang yung apprentice. And yung hours are I think adjusted and pwede na rin yung online internship.
Okay po sir. Thank you po.
All right.
Sir, may nagtatanong last na.
Sige.
Pre-enrollment for third term, anong schedule? Di ba usually may schedule naman tayo? And
Usually ano yan? Week 6.
week 6 na.
Kasi, okay.
Okay.
Maganda yun. So kung meron kayong mga subjects na medyo special at alam nyo hindi may offer next term, maganda mag-message na kayo bago yung enrollment. Kasi ang naglagawa ng list of subjects that will be offered. So may mga nililinis pa tayo. For example, meron tayong ABASICAD ngayon doon sa mga terminal natin na naghahabol pa rin. Kasi it's ABASICAD and all our ARVCOM subjects, iba. So, just prompt me early para I can prepare the subject early para maisama natin sa enlistment. Mas mahirap mag-request ng subject after enlistment. It's close to impossible. Wala nang accommodation ngayon. Okay? So if you are a student tapos you need a subject na special, yung hindi regular offering, let me know early. Ang enlistment starts, gumagawa kami ng enlistment subjects mga week 6 bago mag midterms, tapos week 8 nilalabas na yung enlistment.
Okay, sir, some announcements na tayo. May tatanong kung may pasok on Tuesday. It's a holiday po.
Holiday in Feb 1, Chinese
Feb 1.
New Year, tsaka Feb 25. It's already announced through our email. Feb 1 is Tuesday, Feb 25 is Friday. So magkakaroon tayo ng Friday makeup ng April 20, which is a Wednesday. It's a Friday class schedule.
And then,
okay?
Yeah. Dod, later na lang tong inquiry mo kasi tinatanong ko rin to sa sa RO pa eh. Hindi pa nila sa akin naka-clarify ito about the picture and magdalawang to eh. Magkaiba yung course code but pareho yung content. Okay. So, yun yung kina-clarify ko pa rin. Hindi pa ako nabibigyan ng response ng RO.
Sige,
but I think parang more or less pareho yun eh. Magkaiba lang kasi yung lower batch, iba rin yung course code kay picture. Yun.
Okay. Si Sir Janil, kahit naka-service leave, umattend. Hi, Sir Janil. Kita naman natin yung mga gadget ni Sir Janil sa kanyang vlogger na yan. Okay. So, picture naman tayo bago tayo magbabay. So those that can open their cameras, please. Ang dami nang umalis. I think may klase sila ngayon. Pasensya na, nag-adjust tayo. Nag-extend tayo ng konti.
Ang daming tanong eh. Mas mahaba yung factor, no?
Ano naman, it's expected. Ay, sige pala, Dod, quickly, while we're preparing for picture taking, yung promote mo naman yung yung
Saga event tomorrow.
Saga event this Saturday. Anong oras yun, Dod?
Sir, I'll send it sa chat na lang po para the students can refer to the post.
Okay. Tapos, Ms. Erica, pakilagay yung evaluation natin.
Yeah. Wait. So, yeah, before we end nga pala, please answer our evaluation form. I'll be sending the link here.
Thank you for all the mentors that attended, lalo na doon sa mga new mentors natin. So, great to see new faces. Maraming salamat.
Wait. Asan na ba yun?
For the students, the Frosh, second term, kamusta? Sana okay naman. Excited na ba?
Nung evaluation, I can't see it. Sorry. Wala dito yung evaluation form sa akin. Wait. There. Kita na.
Okay na?
Yes.
So yung event ng Saga, tomorrow, 4 o'clock to 6:20 p.m. So Saturday, free naman tayo. Mentors, you can also attend. Former mentor natin ito, si Fum Cubilla from Escuela Taller. Their advocacy is, of course, teaching out-of-school youth to introducing them to heritage conservation. So exciting po yan. Kakilala natin yan, si Miss Carmela Bulaong, yung lead nila. They have a lot of projects. They did Malate. They restored yung facade ng Malate. If you guys have been to Malate, pag nadaanan ninyo, wala na yung mga tumutubo sa adobe. So successful yung project na yon, yung sa Malate. And I think FUM can share insights in terms of what was the process. Alam ko pinagtalunan nila yung kulay. Ayaw ng mga tao na tanggalin yung protective layer nung Malate. Gusto nila yung hubad yung adobe, but it's really important for the protection of the structure to have a layer, protective layer of palitada. So exciting yung talk na yan, and I think we have a lot more students that are interested in heritage conservation kasi marami tayong nag-apply sa architectural heritage specialization natin led by Sir David Alexander. So please join, and I'll share the event space mamaya sa group natin. Okay, let's kapag-open ng camera, please.
Alright. Sige, thank you.
Alright. Welcome everyone to a new term. Good luck sa mga new mentors. Welcome. And thank you everyone for attending.